Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. I have 500 something videos in my archive, so plenty to choose from. Viewer discretion is advised. Oh boy. Oh, it's only been a month, right? So hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the EGOWorks live stream here. Like I said, it's been a little bit since the last time I held a live stream. I think I was only managed to do one in the first week of February when I came back from vacation. And then I was not able to do another one since. But we're doing one today, so that's the important part, right? So let's see who's joining me. Oh, good morning. Well, good afternoon, actually. Good afternoon, Joseph. Hello. And yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people, watching me from regions beyond. Oh, Chape, hello. No, I am not new to broadcasting. Like I said, my archive in total on YouTube has about like 500 videos and a bunch of, and a whole lot of live streams. I think that's also counting the live streams too. So yeah, I've been doing this for a bit. Now, the problem is it's like I don't do it regularly. That's the problem. But that's okay. That's fine. That's fine for me. Hello, Jens. Hello. Thank you. Hello. Oh, I have to find that comment. I was rewatching the vlog on Monday. And you had said something that I actually regretted that we weren't able to bring up on the screen because we're so busy having that conversation. Now, of course, now that you're in the chat, I cannot remember what you said, but I just remembered saying, "Oh, I need to remember that," because it was a really good comment. So, I don't remember your comment, but it was really good. That's all I remember. Oh my goodness. So okay, so there we go. I guess if you want, Jake. So Jake is asking, so you want to talk AI again? I mean, I don't know. I kind of thought that on Monday I kind of said my piece about it, but I don't know. It's like, you know what? We'll see how it goes today. I'm okay with it. So so I guess let's get this show on the road. I mean, there's a lot going on today. So like I said, it's been a while since I had one of these streams. So I'm trying to get this back on somewhat of a schedule like I did before. So also excuse me if I'm kind of like still a little out of it. Jose had started a new job that put him on a regular people schedule, and because of that we've both been waking up a lot earlier than we're used to. So I'm still a little kind of, it's really amazing the difference like maybe like an hour or two makes to your schedule. I think that's it. Here we go. Humans invented machines to ease our burden, but art is not a burden, nor should it be easy. No, it was. I thought that was a great comment. For those of you who want to see the context. Oh, hey, John. Hey, hello. I guess we've all been busy that we haven't been able to see each other online as much, but that's okay. Busy is good. No, so if you missed the context, you want to know the context of Jen's comment, catch the vlog on Monday. We had like this whole discussion about AI and kind of like a messy situation that a convention had gotten themselves into over it. So, no. It's pronounced Lage, Lage. It's pronounced Lage. Actually, let me go through my intro. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
See, this business is filled to the brim with unrealistic motherfuckers.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, that's TAILS, which actually returns to Kickstarter in a couple of months. So soon already, in a couple of months, with the next story arc, Tears the Mother, which is a direct continuation of the Thieves Quest story arc. Very relevant for today's piece that we're working on today. So yes, it's going to be a re-release of the first 5 issues that we have released on Kickstarter before. So if you missed it, you'll be able to catch them again. Plus the brand new issue 6. So this is going to be the first time this issue has ever been published anywhere. So if you're looking to catch up on Tall Tales, actually, the launch pre-launch page is live in the show notes and in the chat as well. So make sure you click the link to get notified when the campaign goes live. So like I said, it's in the link in the chat and in the show notes. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which completed another successful campaign on Friday with issue 8. I'm just finishing up putting together the order so I can get the books out to my printer. Thank you so much, everybody who's pledged to the campaign. So that's going to go to the printers soon. So also I am co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlog show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Like I said, if you missed Monday's show, it was a really good episode. So make sure you check that out. It is in the playlist below on this channel and on the Indie Comics Network. Also, in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, that's TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network as well. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell whenever any, so you get notified whenever any of our shows and my streams go live. So yes, and if you are watching me from Facebook, if you are watching me from Twitch, hello. And if you're definitely watching me from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the sexy people in the chat. It's just a lot easier for me to converse with everybody on YouTube. Twitch, not so much. Haven't had a problem with it, but Facebook has a tendency to act up. I mean, look, yesterday, good thing I wasn't streaming yesterday morning, right? I mean, what? The entire metaverse goes down for an hour and everybody loses their goddamn mind, right? Luckily, I kind of just dismissed it because I thought that maybe something had happened when I was cleaning my computer and it kicked me off Facebook and it wouldn't let me log in. So I thought that, okay, maybe it's just something with my computer. But then the more it wouldn't let me log in, the more I began to think that maybe someone had hacked my account. So then I had texted Nita going, it's like I can't get into my Facebook. I think I locked myself out. And she goes, no, don't do anything. All of Meta is down. She goes, go to Twitter, and see. So I went to Twitter, and of course, and also what was funny was that everybody was saying that everyone had thought that their accounts had been hacked, because for a split second, I began to think that too. No, it just turned out there was a worldwide shortage, a worldwide outage. It's fine. It's fine. It's not hacking. Somebody tripped over a wire at Meta and unplugged the entire Facebook thing. So so it was good. So yes, so if you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube, and it's a lot easier for us to talk. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Chompe. He says Ego Raven's characters are very unique. I would like to know more about them. Well, so yes, like I said, I just finished the campaign for issue 8, which I have the proof right here. So yeah, so I'm just setting up the order for that so I can get this done, printed, and well, at least just double check the files, and then I just have to send it to the printer, and hopefully within 2 weeks I'll have the books ready to ship out at the same time that I get my money from Kickstarter, so I can just get this, just get this out of the house. I say the next Ego Raven campaign is going to be Ego Raven Volume 2. Already we're at Volume 2. So that one is coming later on this year, probably early summer. But now it's all about the Tall Tales campaign. Oh, I forgot to change my my covers over here, but that's fine. It's like but yeah, so right now Tall Tales, oh, let me see if I forgot to take these. So what else? So yeah, so the next campaign that's going live soon is Tall Tales Tears the Mother. These are the new proofs that I got from the printer weeks ago, and this campaign is a direct continuation of the Thieves Quest story arc, which was the main storyline. And we had already released the first 4 issues of the first 5 issues. Oh, is there one missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. Oh, it's probably still on. Here it is. It's on the shelf. There we go. 5. So we had released the first 5 issues already. Oh, hey, Gothic Lolita, I see you. Hey. So we had released the first 5 issues already on Kickstarter, I think like in either 2017 or 2018, and now we're finally releasing issue 6 of an 8-issue limited series. So that's going to be the next campaign. Like I said, the link is in the chat and in the show notes below. So yeah, so it's nice to kind of like break things up and go back to Tall Tales for a little bit. So yeah, so also I don't know if I remember mentioning this the last time I was on. I did a stream the first week of February. Also, for those of you going back and forth with Ego Raven and Tall Tales, I had just finished penciling and lettering Ego Raven issue 11 already, and I have the rest of the script set up so that I can start laying these out as well, penciling these out. So I have 4 more issues to go to finish the series. So yeah, so what I've been doing is just been penciling and lettering the series so that I'm going to finish it all at once, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to ink it all at once, and then I'm going to color it all at once and finally get this done. Oh, hey, Melissa. Hi. Hello. Thank you. Let's see. So how long does it take for me to make an entire issue? That's a good question. I think realistically, it takes me about 3 months to finish an issue, penciling, inking, coloring. It could take more or less, give or take. But since the only other Ego Raven book that I have campaigning for this year is Volume 2, I'm taking this year just to I'm taking advantage of this year to just finish penciling the entire series. So the series is 15 issues and I'm almost done penciling it. So I want to finish this plus 2 issues of the last 2 issues of the Tall Tales series, because there's 2, because 8, that's 8 issues. So I have 2 more issues left to finish that. And I want to finish all the penciling for everything that I kind of have outstanding. And then once next year comes around, it's and while I'm inking and coloring, then those issues are going to start coming out as well. So yeah, I want to get as much done as possible this year. And kind of get these books, done and ready for release next year. Cause I mean, there's a lot, there's so much I want to do. And it's like, and if I want to finish as much as possible, so I can get to it. So yeah, that's, so that's what's going on, with that as well. Let's see. So what else was I doing? Oh, yesterday I just finished novelizing issue 7 of EGOMANIACS. So for those of you who who don't regularly watch the vlogs, I'm novelizing. I know that's a word, but it doesn't sound like a word. I am novelizing EGOMANIACS, the comic book series, into an illustrated prose novel, into a novel, essentially. So well, that's why I'm tired all the time, Sean. That's why I'm tired. So I'm novelizing that. I just finished chapter 7, which coincides with issue 7. So each chapter coincides with an issue. So it's going to be 15 chapters in total. So I just finished that chapter last night. So now it's just moving on to the next thing. Today I was just trying to figure out how to edit audio in Audition, which is another Adobe program. Because now what I want to do is, the next project I want to finish is editing the first audiobook that I want to put on YouTube. So that everybody, it's like I want to give everybody the opportunity to enjoy my work in every way possible. It's like, so if you're the type that doesn't, that you can't read, you don't have the patience to read comics, I want to, it's like I do have a video comic where I read the comic out to you panel by panel on YouTube already. So I want to do more of those, but with the novelization, so I want to do audiobooks. So the first audiobook that I'm going to be releasing, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, is going to be the prequel short story, Legend of the Silk Rose. So that's a prequel to the main story. So now I just have to kind of like figure out how to edit it in Audition. I did the recording, so now I just have to edit it and then just get that out there on YouTube. So that's the next thing that I'm working on because I want to get all this work done before I have to go and start penciling issue 12. So, I can't believe that I'm up to that point already. I mean, oh boy. I mean, these comics, I mean, a lot of these scenes in these comics, it's like I had sketched out since before 2020, like just prepping, for like finally getting, this book to this point, and just finally hitting those story beats that I had sketched out for years. It's just like really gratifying and just absolutely amazing and terrifying at the same time, because I don't know. It's like the light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like I don't know. I just didn't think I would get this far this fast. So yeah. So that's what's going on so far. So as you can see in the corner right here, so this is what we're going to be working on today. For those of you who have been following the only other live stream that I did last month. I have started recoloring some previous versions of covers from Tall Tales from back in the day that other people had colored, and I figured like now was like kind of like a really good time to kind of like freshen them up a bit. So as you can see on the screen, right? So these two I already colored the first two. And this green one here is the one that I'm going to be coloring today. So, you know what? We might as well just get this started. I mean, I don't know what I'm waiting for here. So usually I like to like kind of ramble for like 30 minutes, for half hour, let everybody come in and, But you know what? Look, let me just show you what's going on. So here we go. So here is the covers. Now the first two are the recolored versions. I think I don't remember whether I did the first or second one on the last show, but I do remember doing one of them on the last show. So those are the finished recolored versions. Now, the one that you're seeing here, so this is the setup. So these are my inks. These are the original inks that I did back in 1998. Jesus Christ. 1998. So this version here that you're seeing here, this is not my coloring. This was when we were being printed by Vision Comics. So we had to stop self-publishing for a little bit, and we went with a publisher for a little bit. So actually let me go back. Let me go back here. So these are the original comics. I was looking for these today. So these are the original comics from 1998. Actually, these I think were printed in 2000. Maybe. No, these were printed in 1998. So this is like Vision Comics. So these are what the original covers looked like. They were not colored by me. Usually at the time, it was two colorists. It was Eric Blumrick and Scotty Arsenault. So I just don't remember who did what, but they colored the first couple of covers. So here is the cover that we're going to be working on today. So yeah, so I just figured, it's like the line art still works. The line art is fine. I don't have so the line art's fine. Let's see. So Melissa is saying, I won't tell you what I was doing in 1998. Let me guess, was it being born? No, not quite 10. No, not quite. Not quite. The math is a little off, Champagne, just slightly. So this is the cover we're going to be reworking. Like I said, the pen and ink, after all these years, I didn't have to do anything to it. I thought it looked fine. So I figured, it's like, you know what, like I said, it's kind of like do a little spring cleaning on these pieces. And the thing is, though, and then while I was looking for those comics, right, I had forgotten about these, although forgotten not really, though. So also around like 2000. Okay, so I think with Vision Comics, we only printed, I think, up until issue 3. I think it was either issue 3. No, I think we went up to issue 5. I'm not sure. I don't remember. No. I think we only made it to issue 3. Issue 3? No, issue 4. We only made it to issue 4. And so once we stopped printing with them, our next stop on keeping Tall Tales out there was we were we were serialized in Furlough. So Furlough is considered one of the longest running furry anthologies in comics. It originally started with Antarctic Press, and then and then it's like Furlough went over to Radio Comics for, I think, like about, I don't know, like 100 issues. Like they were there, like Furlough was being printed by them for a while. So we were serialized in Furlough. We're not for the entire 100 issues, but close enough, because I was going through a stack like this of individual issues of Furlough. So it was just, so it's like, I mean, it's really funny, seeing like this old school furry art in here. It's really funny to see, like people I haven't like seen in a while. So as you can see, so Furlough, it's like, holy shit, I haven't seen a Terry Smith piece in decades, I swear. So Tall Tales so we continued Tall Tales in Furlough after Vision stopped printing it. And so we serialized it. Now the funniest thing that we ended up getting, what I always thought was the funniest comment in the letters section when people used to send letters to comics. And they had said that reading Tall Tales in Furlough was like watching Lord of the Rings 5 minutes at a time. So yeah. So honestly, I mean, it's true. It's true. So yeah. So we were printed in Furlough. And also we had I'd forgotten about this. Also, I did a pinup for their summer specials back when they would used to do those. So it's kind of like, all the characters in bathing suits. And I had forgotten that I had done a pinup. I had done 2 pinups for it. So this was my Tall Tales beach pinup that I did for this issue, right? And then where's the other one? Yeah, oh, here's the other one, right? And then this is, look at that. It's all classic furry art on it. So, and then here is the other pinup that I did as well. And again, it's like, after this was 1999, and I think that still holds up pretty well. Like I could have done that yesterday, So I mean, I probably would have not done as much cross hatching, like here or whatnot now. But no, but I really do think that holds up. I really do. So so that was fun. Finding those things. So here is. Oh, okay. No, they didn't print 100 issues, but it reached 100 issues. So this was the 100th issue special that Radio Comics did, and they did a fold out of all the issues of Furlough, all the way from like the very beginning up here. I remember this issue when it was at Antarctic Press. So yeah, so that's like yeah, So I thought that was fun. That was a fun find. Especially since Ben Dunn was talking about bringing Furlough back. I don't know anything more than that. All I can say is that I did send. We did talk. We did send. I did send chapters to Ben for him to put in Furlough when he starts printing it again. The only thing I just don't know when. As far as I know, everything went fine. The submissions, I set up the submissions correctly and whatnot. So so the hope is that when Antarctic starts printing Furlough again, that Tall Tales will be in Furlough again, just like the old days. But I just don't have any other information other than that. And I don't even know what issue I'm going to be in, because I don't know like how many submissions he's gotten and how many books they've already set up. So when I get more information, if and when Tall Tales starts appearing in Furlough, I'll make sure to tell everybody. But right now it's like you're kind of sort of hearing it here first, that the plan is to be back in Furlough. I just don't know when, so I just don't have any other information other than that, but it's just that it's the plan. So in the end I ended up talking for a half hour anyway. So like I said, so here are the remastered covers that I've been slowly working my way through. So because of this whole Furlough thing, I thought, oh, you know what, maybe let me update the covers, like I said, spruce them up, right? So this is what I have so far. So this one is issue 1, the original, well, the Vision Comics issue 1. This is the Vision Comics issue 2, like I showed you before, and this one is for issue 3. I'm pretty sure. We got it up to issue 5. And then, like I said, I started, and then it's like I just continued the covers on my own at the time. So pretty much these are the ones that I just need to recolor, like I said, to freshen them up a bit. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Um, yeah, so in the end, it's just kind of funny how it's like what's old is new again type of thing. Like I was just reading this article from Wendy Peeney, who was talking about like what it felt like to draw the very last page of Stargazer's Hunt, which ended pretty much the ElfQuest saga, as it stands, and how that last page, that very last page, she wanted it to refer to, like, kind of refer to the very first page of ElfQuest, kind of bringing it all together. And and this is kind of like how I'm feeling, where it's like, everything is coming full circle. Everything is just not necessarily, I mean, it's repeating itself, but refreshing itself at the same time, um, I'm not the type of creator that it's like does this as a stepping stone to work in mainstream. I never had that interest. Um, you know, but yeah, so it's like, it's like, so one book turned into two books. So these are pretty much the only here. Hello, Vess. Hello, Visidia. Oh, hello, Pulses. Welcome. Yes, it's been a while. So thank you so much. Yeah, I know. It's like I've been trying. It's like I did the one stream, right? And then I just spent the rest of the month of February just not being able to do another stream. Something was always coming up. Hey, hello, Keeman. Hello. So today we're working. So of course. So thank you, Vess. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's just been really busy these past couple of weeks. So, like I said, a lot of stuff going on. So okay, so what I'm gonna do is let's get this party on the road, right? So okay, so these were the previous covers, although honestly I'm gonna keep this one open because I need Cromwell's colors here. So here we go. So as you can see, right, so this is the original coloring that I'm going to be replacing. Most likely going to stick with pretty much the same colors, just kind of like my way, right? So okay, so this is just to show everybody what the difference is going, pretty much what the difference is going to look like once I'm done with it. But I think after this though, okay. Oh, you're gonna be cooking. Okay, so Vess is just gonna be in the background for a while. That's fine. We'll be here entertaining you while you cook. So let me get my music going here. So today's Epidemic Sound, not Spawn, Epidemic Sound playlist is from artist Bonnie Grace, who does a lot of oh, I appreciate you too, Vess. I really do. Thank you. It's like I really enjoy it. Like I said, when you bring the pulses over, it's always fun. So today's playlist is Epidemic Sound, playlist of Bonnie Grace. They do a lot of fantasy inspired sounding work. So I figured that would be appropriate. Hey, Steven. Oh, feel free to lurk. Everyone feel free to lurk. So that's going to be our soundtrack for today as we work on this cover. So let me bring this up. So the original inks on this was done in 1998, but like I said, I think it really holds up. All right. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to put in the shading. Also, I think to kind of like hopefully give a sense of finishing something. for a stream. I'm just going to concentrate on getting Cromwell here finished. So that you can kind of get a real idea instead of like shading the whole thing. We're just going to work on him. So actually, to kind of make it a little easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block him out. I'm gonna separate him out on the flats layer. So so it's like you're just not seeing green all the time here. So let's do that. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so this was obviously the phase where I was beginning to tone down on my line art. Because if you're familiar with the series, especially the first 4 issues, I was very, very, very heavy into a lot of line art. I was very much inspired by Todd McFarlane. And I always like to tell the story about how I drove Will Eisner crazy because he was my teacher at School of Visual Arts. And I always drove him crazy with it because he hated that style. It's like, oh, the lines don't mean anything. They don't, it's like, it's just a lot of doohickeys. It's stop with the doohickey lines, right? But it took me a while to finally like let go of this dependence on all that cross hatching. But that had a lot to do with the fact too was that I couldn't afford Zipatone. Like what I really wanted was like to get like this tone, like using tone. But Zipatone was expensive. If you don't know what that is, it's like the sticky sheets that have dots on them of varying shades, and you're supposed to like you put them down and then you cut them out and it glues to the artwork. So that stuff was expensive. So the only way that I could get around that was to I guess kind of like to texturize my own work. And use a lot of cross hatching, use a lot of patterns. Hey, hello, HR. Hello. If I don't bring you up on the screen now, I do see you. I do see you. It's just that I can't keep stopping to put up everyone's comments, but I see you. So Melissa says, how else were we to depict the gritty atmosphere of the 90s beside cross hatching? It's true, right? So yeah, because I didn't get into that Sin City style. The black, just the stark black and the white contrast. I really didn't get into that. So I just stayed with the crosshatch. And like I said, Will Eisner hated it. But look, it took me several years to realize, oh, that old man was right. Oops. So we in the end we learn what we learn when we learn it, right? So okay, so we have oh, hold on, no, we don't have this. So there we go. So we have Cromwell here blocked out. So actually to tell you the truth, it's like what I really, because like I said, it's like if anything, speaking of doohickey lines, right? So as you can see here, you have there's this, right? And in the end, they really don't mean anything as lines. So I mean, they don't really add anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them out, because in the end, it's the shading that's going to indicate whatever it is these lines are trying to do here. So we're just going to take these out. We're just going to clean them up and just take them out. And same thing over here. I'm just going to take out like this extra, these extra lines here. So let's see what else here. Yeah, I think did I do that here too? Yeah, I think I did that here too. Okay, there we go. So okay, so you see it. You see, they didn't mean, the lines in the end didn't mean anything. In my old style, oh, there would have been shit all over the place. It would have just been like, it would have been easier for me to re-ink it than it is to erase all the lines, you know? So at least here, I don't have to worry about it. Oh, I forgot to, let me duplicate this and create my mask for the lines. Because this piece has colored lines on it, so I'm going to need that layer. But okay, so here we go. So we have Cromwell blocked out. So we are going to go to my lavender, and we're going to start putting in the shading for him. Okay. Oh, hello, Daniel Wyman. Hello. I kind of thought your old style was really cool, though. I was like, yeah, thank you. I thought my old style was pretty cool, too. You know, it's just that the more that we kind of, you know, artwork is going to evolve no matter what, you know. I mean, it's just, you know, it's like the style that I was using, you know, fit at the time, and then it just gets to a point where it just evolves, you know, and it just, now it's like I don't even use cross hatching at all. Now I'm kind of like in the opposite direction, where all the inking that I do is specific, like it's a lot bolder, because it's heavily inked for coloring, for digital coloring. So it's simpler, but you know, but for a different purpose. Where before, all the texturizing and the cross hatching and the heavy shadows was just to make up for the fact that it wasn't in color. Because back then it was, you couldn't print in color unless you were printing, like, I think like 5,000 copies at once. It was very expensive. So we were printing in black and white, and even then it's like there was no POD back then. It was just, you know, it was literally print or die. You know, you were either printing 3,000 copies, or you were doing like friggin' Xerox ash cans. That was it. There was no middle ground. You know, because even like at the time, copier technology wasn't that, you know, wasn't really that great. It was only like a little bit later that if you really were resourceful, you could make full color comics with copiers, which technically is what we do now. That's what POD is. It's just that back then it was incredibly cost prohibitive. So if you had a job that gave you access to a copier, you know, it's like, oh, you were good. You were in a position to do things. Daniel says, right on. But back then it was non-digital black and white mostly. Yeah. And then he goes, I remember those times. Yeah. You know? So where was I? Oh yes, shading. We were shading. Yes. So we're just going to start shading here. So yeah, so just like Jake had mentioned, right? On Monday, we were talking about the absolute chaos that a convention in Florida had just gotten themselves in, because they had used AI for all their convention assets, and they won't admit that it's AI. Like, I mean, it's so dumb. It's like, bro, it's like, look, everybody knows it's AI. I mean, everybody in the artist alley had it pegged the second they saw it. I mean, just admit to it and call it a day. You know, at this point, it's like, look, nobody respects you anyway after this, so you might as well just admit to it. You know? So yeah, it was just like a whole thing. So we were just having a conversation about AI in general. And the funny, and the thing is, right, is that what I really hate about the whole conversation is that to me, there is no discussion, right? AI is built on the backs of stolen artwork from hundreds of artists. And until that gets rectified, I cannot look at AI, generative AI, as a tool I can use. Which really upsets me because when I first started hearing about AI, generative AI, I was actually really excited for it because because it's like I was excited at the idea of having something where I can type in something very specific, like in terms of reference. Like if I needed like two bodies doing something specific, I could just type that in and get exactly what I wanted, as opposed to like searching through stock art on Google searches and then trying to like put stuff together. I had no idea until it started coming out that it was going to be the shit show that it was, that it still is, you know? So, so it's like, yeah, so until that whole copyright issue gets settled, I can't use AI for what I would want to use it as. Daniel says, all my non-artist friends love AI. They're always showing me and saying, look at the art that I made. And I can only sigh and ignore it, I guess. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like non-artists, people who are just not artists, they just see it as a toy. It's just a toy for them, and it's like, okay, I can see the appeal. Oh yeah, Champe says only for referencing. I mean, not showing, look at what I made. No, you see, that's the thing. That's what I would have used it for. I would have used it. I mean, to be able to like need a very specific reference. Oh, hey Lou, hello. Lou says, I don't have enough popcorn for the AI shit show. It's true. Because it's like every time I argue about AI, I mean, people are, you have, chuds going, Luddite. And it's like, no, you asshole. It's a copyright issue, I mean, the whole thing about, it's like, oh, you can't own a style, but then why do you use our names? Why do you have to put in an artist's name if we can't own our own style? Because our names are, it's like I said, it's like, because our names are our styles. Our styles are us. It's like, I forgot who said it, but someone had said that an art style is just the way you do art wrong. And it's specific to you. I mean, even like there's this artist, I forgot what his name was. Hoffman, right? And he's a complete Frank Frazetta clone. Okay, I mean, to the point where he even imitated how Frank did his signature, except now it was Hoffman. You probably could just do a Google search and find it, right? But the funny thing is that after a while, you learn the difference between what makes a Hoffman and what makes a Frazetta. Mike Hoffman, thank you, HR. It's Mike Hoffman, right? So even though this guy tried to literally duplicate Frank Frazetta's style, his style still came out. It's like, oh, this is a Hoffman. It's not a Frank Frazetta. There's just something different. Like there was this woman who I was following for a bit where she was like, her shit almost looked identical to Cute Sexy Robots on Twitter. But after, it didn't take long for me to see the difference as to what, I forgot her name, unfortunately. It's like how her art was hers and what Cute Sexy Robots did differently. So in the end, even though she technically was a clone, her style still showed through, that you knew this was her work. Like, honestly, I don't think it's at a point where I don't think I could confuse the two, even though their coloring their styles are very, especially the coloring is very similar, but you can tell the difference. So yeah, our styles are ours. Achampe says style is made from copying somebody else and making lots of happy mistakes on the other work. Then you can say, that's actually a pretty good way of saying that. Yes, that's exactly how we develop our styles. We start off copying other people, other artists, and then we just make our own mistakes. you know, like I started off copying Wendy Pini. There is no, like, you especially, duh, but if you look at my artwork, you don't confuse my work for Wendy Pini. That's the difference, right? There is no confusion as to who's, Ken Kelly. Yeah, Daniel's saying Ken Kelly too. Daniel says, I don't think I heard of Michael Hoffman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still around. But, but yeah, so it's like, so there was like this back and forth and, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, and I find it upsetting because this could have been a powerful tool I could have been using. Like, like imagine it's like, it's like, okay, it's like I'm basing something on, I don't know, let's say, something at Harvard, something at Harvard University, someone standing in the hall or one of the halls of Harvard or whatever, and have like a group of people there and just have it make certain things for me, and then I can work from that from reference. I have exactly the reference that I want. Or it's like, oh, I need two characters posing, one with their hand here and one with their hand there, and it's like, and whatever, and get that exact pose. Kind of like having a puppet that you can like. So instead of me going to a 3D modeling program and doing the modeling myself, just get the AI to do it. It's like, okay, put these two characters in this pose, and then it'll give you the pose, and then you just work from there. It's a tool. Like imagine if you use, okay, so say you're using Clip Studio Paint, right? And you have the mannequins that are in there. Imagine instead of having to force, to kind of like play around with the mannequins, trying to get the right pose, you just type in what you want the mannequins to do, and it'll automatically put them in those poses. Oh, I would have plotzed, man. It's like, that's what I want. No, instead we get this bullshit where people are stealing pretty much other people's artwork to replace them in the business world, because in the end, that's the only reason the technology was created the way it was. It was to replace us, not for us to use it as a tool. But but it's like, yeah, so it was just a very let's see, Daniel says, I think that AI could be used to make animations easier, like writing the code. No, they actually used AI on the Spider-Verse movies to do a lot of, like they said, a lot of tedious in-betweening and like certain effects, which they said, then it's like freed up the animators to do other things. Like, okay, the AI was there to do like some tedious stuff that the animator could put more emphasis on in other places in the movie. That's what you want AI to do. AI is supposed to be a tool for us, not a tool for, for these businesses to get rid of us because they don't want to be bothered paying people, So, so yeah, so that's, so that's kind of like the thing. So until they get this whole copyright thing settled, I cannot in good conscience use it, use it as it is, honestly, I think that the only compromise I would accept, like say if they said, okay, we're not going to scrape, because they're being threatened with having to scrape the data set, which means start from zero, start from scratch, right? I think the only compromise I would accept is if they set up the code so that the only names that can be typed in as prompts are anything that's licensed for the use for the AI or public domain. That's it. You cannot put in names of contemporary artists to get that style. It can, because it's like I said on the show the other day, there's an entire dictionary of artistic terminology that you can use to create artwork in the AI system. So you don't need to use names. The problem is, like I said, that was the purpose, to use the names so you can replace the artists you're using as prompts. Why hire Boris Vallejo when you can just type in his name and create a facsimile of Boris Vallejo, right? And get a kind of sorta. Just pay for a kind of sorta instead of just the real thing, right? So so that would be the only compromise I would accept. You cannot use names, because you know what? It's like because in the end, I don't think anybody would worry about the copyright infringement of it if you can't use the name, because then it's like, okay, give me a realistic painting using this style, like watercolor style or an oil painting style of a barbarian and a beautiful woman fighting a demon. It's like that could get you anything. That can get you a whole variation of things. But the second you put Boris Vallejo in the prompt, now no, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So it's like, it's like that's the only compromise. Make all names unavailable as prompts unless they're licensed or public domain. Daniel, it's already, you see, this is the irony of the whole thing is that even if they did develop AI just on public domain material, right? The end result would be the same. The end result would still be companies and studios replacing artists with AI. That's the sad thing about it, that even if they did do the program ethically, the end results would still be unethical, because the end result of the program of this technology was to replace people. Period. So, that's the ironic thing about it, studios would still, because the thing is, though, it's like, say you decide, they decided to create, okay, we have this AI that could make this content for you. So you sell it to a company like Disney that puts in their entire archive into this AI to create artwork. I mean, and it'll be licensed, it'll be theirs. They don't even need to touch our artwork on DeviantArt or whatnot. They're filling the AI, or I Robot, the Will Smith movie. So it's like, not just Terminator. Skynet's Google. Skynet is Google. So there we go. So we have a company who doesn't need to hire anybody anymore, because it's like, well, we put in this is our archive, so in the end, the technology will be used for evil, no matter how ethical it is, so in the end, that was never the point. I mean, all we want pretty much as artists is to force them to respect our copyrights. We did not consent to have our artwork reproduced to train generative AI, to train it. We did not consent to that. It's like they scraped private servers without people's knowledge to get the material they needed to train the AI. I mean, they were unethical from the very beginning. So now it's just all about compromise. It's like, because what I would have liked to have, look, the other thing that I would have done with AI is like I would have trained that shit to color my stuff. It's like, okay, this is how I'm shading in my stuff, right? Get it to learn how I shade my stuff or color my stuff. Look, even if you can get it to flat it, just use AI to flat it. Put in all my artwork. Okay, now flat my inks. Or even shade it. It's like, so it would save me time. It would still be my artwork. I'm just training the AI to help me, to be an assistant on my own artwork. That's what I would want to use it for. Even if it was just using it for reference, that's what I use it for. AI is making new music too. My buddy let me hear a metal song and I was like, oh, that's cool. Did you record that? He says, no, it's all AI. Yeah. You see, but here's the funny thing. The difference is that those same companies, they deliberately only use copyright-free music to train the music AI. Because they knew if they did the same thing to studios, to music studios, that they did to artists, they would get sued into oblivion. Yeah, you're going to steal Universal's music. Right. Yeah, good luck with that. Sebastian says, I use the AI for reference art for creating various things like buildings, clothing. I mean, yeah, sure. Like I said, it would have been a really good tool for us, but they didn't build it for us for that. They didn't build it for that. So yeah, so I'm gonna wait and see, as to how those things works out, because also what's funny too is that so you have all these chuds, right, saying that they kind of see AI as a way for them to get even with artists, for, being artists. Like, it's like these people are goddamn pressed about us being able to doodle. I don't know, and they're seeing AI as their revenge, and it's like, it's like, so what happened in the fine arts department after jocks were done with you? The fine arts department locked you in the locker too? How much of a loser were you in school that not when the jocks fucked you up and the art department fucked you up, that you have this attitude? So Daniel says, I decided to just not use AI. I don't even like Siri on my phone. I'm still struggling to finish my artwork the old-fashioned way. Same here. It's, I know, and that's something too, that the reason why I liked, what was that quote? Jens, humans invented machines to ease our burden, but art is not a burden, nor should it be easy. This quote that he said, right? I mean, that's the thing that a lot of AI people don't understand, that that it's not the finished piece is kind of not really the point. I mean, it is the point, but it's not the point, right? Like, yeah, it's like, is getting like is finishing a piece, finishing my series, just finishing artwork in general, it's a great feeling. Trust me, it is. But part of that is actually getting there, is doing the work, thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Yeah. It's not realistic by any means. I'm just like kind of vibing with it. So, but it's close enough. But you know, that the pleasure, a lot of the pleasure of the artwork is the process of doing it, you know. And it's like, and it's kind of like, you know, struggling, like the struggle is part of it, because once you hit the other side and you and something clicks and you learn something, that is such a high for me. You know, when something clicks for me that I've been struggling with, and it's like, oh my god, that's it, I've been trying to do this, whatever it is, right? You know, and that's the part of the process. Typing in prompts and getting like 1,700 results or something, you know, making 1,700 images in an hour. What is that? It's that's like vomiting and calling it a meal. You know, only dogs eat their own vomit. You know, and that's what, well, cats do too sometimes, but it's like, you know, but pretty much dogs, you know, dogs eat their own vomit. And this is kind of like how I feel about these AI guys. They're dogs eating their own vomit. It's like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, what, this doesn't mean anything. What is it? It's okay. You got a pretty piece at the end. Who cares? It's a meaningless gesture. What did you learn from it? You know, it's like, what came from, what did you get out of the struggle of trying to figure out how shading works? You know, hey Rayan, hello, I see you. You're kind of like the caboose on the train, you know. It's like you're just you know, like, you know. So yeah, so it's like what did you get out of doing, you know, just prompting, and then, you know, and then it's like, and then just, oh, here's a piece. It's like one, and the fact that they want people to still give them accolades like an artist. It's like, you didn't do anything. You just did a glorified Google search. The computer did all the work. You didn't do anything. You know? I mean, it's like, oh, so you typed in, I don't know, beautiful big titty anime girl and a sunset, and you want accolades for that? You want me to applaud you for that? You know? Oh, thank you, Rayan. Thank you. You know, that's the funny thing. Like, you did nothing. You did the equivalent of showing up at a gym and then posing in the mirror. It's like, it's like, it's like, you know, you didn't type that. What didn't you type, Jay? What didn't you type? Oh, AI art man makes me mad. You know, I drew it honestly. You know, I mean, that's, yeah. So I don't understand that. Like I said, it's like, how much of a loser in school do you have to be to have the jocks and the art students beat up on you? Everybody shoved you in a locker. You know, is that, maybe that's the AI guys? Maybe that's the tech bros. They sucked at being jocks, and they sucked at being the you know, at being drama kids, you know, theater kids. They sucked at being theater kids. They sucked at being artists. They just sucked at everything. So now this is their revenge on us by pushing AI. You know, I mean, it's laughable. It's ridiculous. If they weren't so fucking obnoxious, it'd be laughable. You know? So let's see, where am I here? Where am I? You know? You know, so let me see. So let me get this. You know, so yeah, so I'm a little salty at the whole thing. One, because of the art theft, right? You know, and two, because Jesus Christ, we could have been used. It's like, look, you see, here's the thing, right? So you have all these chuds, right? Who goes, oh, I get to be an artist for. It's like, look, honey, it's like, enjoy your day in the sun now. Because once actual artists are forced to use AI in their workflow, you guys are done. You guys are done. In fact, could you imagine? It's like the absolute insane art that would start coming out if artists really started implementing AI in their work. You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's like these tech bros don't stand a chance. The ones who are pretending to be artists now, you don't stand a chance. You know, yeah. Melissa says democratizing art. No, art didn't need democratizing. Babies draw, okay? Babies paint. You know, I mean, the fact that these guys couldn't do what babies can do, art was already democratized. You know, yeah, all it needs is a pencil and a paper, napkins. You know, you don't even. I mean, you know, it's like that these guys are pressed. They can't do what babies do naturally. You know. Let's see. So Daniel says, yeah, that's a fine line, but it could be okay, I guess. Yeah, you see, I feel the same way. You know, because I think that it will change how that'll really change how art looks. Like what we get used to seeing if AI really, if we're forced to really start implementing it. You know, and then Sebastian says, I know some artists already doing that and they are doing crazy things. The AI creates the template and then what they do after that doesn't look like AI junk anymore. Yeah, because we know how to work with it. We know how to mess with it. That's the thing. You know? It's like, yeah, so imagine how crazy that would be. Right? But no, we have to put up with these chuds, you know, just, you know, I don't know. You know what? Like I said, they're vomiting and they want us to they want to rub on the belly for it. It's like, no, you vomited all over my floor. You do not get treats for doing that. You know? It's artistic content diarrhea. That's what AI art is. Because God knows, I mean, I can't use Google anymore to search for shit. Because everything is flooded. Even groups that people are posting up pictures of their fucking vacations is flooded with AI now. Why are you making fake vacation pictures? What? It's like, holy shit, why are you even doing, you know? Oh, it's like, yeah, HR says the fake wins over the real in these times. Oh, what is it that the saying goes? That a lie travels the world while the truth is still tying its shoes or something. Again, not sure if it's Mark Twain who's, you know. But really, though, I mean, I would rather struggle at doing a piece of artwork than having an AI vomit shit up for me. You know? I mean, you know, it's like Jose showed me a piece of an artist who ran her artwork through AI to paint it, right? And you see, the thing is, though, is that her skill, that like the AI, like really gave her artwork a skill level that was way beyond her skill level, right? Which I think is such a disservice. And, you know, so of course she's passing it off as her artwork. Well, okay, technically the base is, but you're not learning anything from this. Like what did you, like, if she did that and then tried to like learn from, you see, and that's the thing though, because it's a little tricky. It's tricky to use AI for that. Like if you're trying to learn like a technique, like, okay, like what if I put this piece, ran this piece to see what it would look like painted? You know, it's like what happens is that the AI is not painting. It's just giving me a mishmash of shit and making it look like it's painted. but it's not painted, which means that there's no way that I can look at that piece and see that, oh, I see that they put the brush strokes here, they put the brush strokes there. Like I could look at a Boris Vallejo piece, I could look at original artwork, if you can look at original paintings, that's why when you go into a museum, they have those things there, because everybody would have their noses up against, you want to look at the paint, right? You can't get that from AI because it doesn't know what it's doing. It's just putting a texture down, saying, oh, this is painterly-ish, right? But it's not painted. So it's not giving you anything real to work from. It's like I wouldn't be able, it's like this is just a mishmash of lines. It doesn't mean anything. It has no shading. It has no sense of composition. It has none of that. So, yeah. So it's like, so in that sense, it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to see. It's like, okay, it's like, should I do this in watercolor? Should I do this in oils? Or it's like, should I do this in pastels? I mean, technically, I could run this through some Photoshop filters and get kind of an idea as to what I'm trying to go for. I don't need an AI for that. But the thing is, though, is that I couldn't learn anything from an AI. Because like I said, it's doing a facsimile of what it thinks an oil painting is. Not anything that it's like, well, why did it do this here? Well, it's a robot. It doesn't know. It just put it there. It has no intention, so there's nothing to learn from that, so yeah, it just, I don't know. But you know what? Like I said, until the initial problem is solved, all of the rest of this. Did I say hello, Michael? I think I said hello. Right? I'm just not bringing everything up because I'm trying to get at least this character finished before the end of the show. So it's like, yeah, so until the initial problem is solved, the rest of this is just conjecture, as to what I would use it for, how I would use it. It's just like, you know what? I'm at a point where I can wait it out, because it's not like I'm in the marketplace, right? I'm not like, I don't have a job that depends on it, that requires me to learn it. So it's like, I don't have to worry about it, so I can literally wait it out, it's like, look, I've been doing artwork since before Photoshop, since before Photoshop existed. So I can continue doing artwork without AI, hold on, what did I do here? What do I do here? There we go. Okay. Lou Pons goes, should I paint the 7 fingers on that one hand with oil or with watercolor? It's an important distinction. I mean, and here's the worst part too about AI, because I keep reading this and I keep seeing it, is that AI is not going to become popular because it's good. It's going to become popular because it's serviceable. AI doesn't have to be good for the populace in general. Oh, yeah, democratizing. Like I said, babies can do this. It's already democratized. They just don't want to do the work. They just want to be able to vomit out to vomit. I can't even call it vomit out content. In the end, that's what it is. They just want to put pictures on their phones. They could scroll past it for 30 seconds. They just want to be able to do this. Oh, look at all this artwork. You're not looking. Look at what? You're not even looking at it. It's like, I mean, it's like people who buy artwork to match their sofa. It's it's like really, it's like, come on, you know, yeah, babies can draw, babies can scribble, babies can doodle, babies can paint. It's just that these grown ass people don't want, they just don't want to learn anything. This is just grist for the mill. It's just content. They just want their hit of dopamine and to move on. The art doesn't mean anything, you know. But like I said, it's like I can wait this out. I'm at an age that I can wait this out. I am not doing anything. I am not in a position where I have to interact with it. You know? So I don't. You know? I mean, and the thing is, oh, that's the wrong one. I need this one. You know, I mean, yeah, because it's like today, it's like, I guess because I was talking about AI, so the fucking Facebook algorithm started giving me like all these ads for AI shit. And, it's like, actually it was for an ad for Audible, and all the audiobooks that it was showing me had all AI covers, right? And immediately you could see the 6 fingers, you can see, I mean, it was just so obvious. And the fact that this is supposed to be professional products and they still use the pieces with the 6 fingers. I've seen Kickstarters like that. They use AI for like their book covers and shit, and the shit has 6 fingers. Or it has like broken fingers or something. Like that just goes to show you, like, in the end, how much the average person doesn't give a shit. As long as it looks pretty for 30 seconds, the details don't matter. And it's just like, and I think that's kind of like that's a thing that really gets to me, is that realizing like how much people don't pay attention. You put in all this sweat equity into your work and people don't care, but it is, the whole point is that it doesn't matter. Leanne was, I don't need AI to draw shitty hands. I could do that well enough on my own. Hey, hand-drawn shitty hands. I would rather see the flaws of an artist that's trying than an AI that doesn't know what it's doing. I mean, isn't the machine supposed to do this shit better than us, right? Isn't that what the chuds were saying? Oh, this is better than your shit. And then when we say, well, what's wrong with the fingers? Oh, you draw fingers bad too. It's like, well, but I'm actually drawing the fingers like that. Like, I'm actually learning. What the fuck isn't the AI supposed to be better than me? Because that's kind of the shit. It's like, look, if you're gonna replace me with a computer, at least replace me with something that draws hands properly. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's like, I'm just going to wait it out. And here's the thing too. It's like, it's like, and it's not like I'm not using AI in other parts. It's like, because in the end, we all use AI to some certain extent. So it's not like we're all anti-AI and shit, I mean, that's just, it's like, no, this part of it's like, we're fine with it. It's just, holy shit, bro. It's like, can you please understand what we're angry at? Can you just understand what we're angry with? See, but that's the point, though. They don't want it. They just want us to shut up. They pretty much just want us to lie back and think of England. They just want to run all over us. It's like, we were never supposed to fight back. They never expected artists as a collective to fight back, because we're more than happy to use AI to glaze our artwork. If you're using glaze and nightshade, that's AI too. It's AI being weaponized to fight AI. Hey, Nita. I always draw 50,000 teeth and 7 to 12 fingers because I am creative. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Or you can say it's a biblically accurate angel. You know? Okay, let me start putting in some flat colors so we can kind of see how this shading is going. You know? But yeah, but you know, so if you didn't watch the show, the vlog on Monday, right? One of the things that I mentioned that if there's any good to come out of this is to see how many digital artists are actually moving into traditional media just to show everybody that you know that they can do artwork. You know that no, it's like they're not just regulated to digital artwork. They can do traditional media too. You know, and also it's like, you know, me and Nita always talk about now how important it is to record your process, to actually show your process, save your pencils, you know, show from sketch to final. You know, it's like because that's the one thing so far that the chuds haven't been able to fake. And not through lack of trying. They have been trying to fake the process, but they can't because they don't know what the process is. They don't know what the process looks like. They don't know what the process entails. So they try to fake a process, but they can't because they don't know what it looks like. That's the funny thing about it, right? They don't know what the process looks like. You know, so we have to show the process to show that we're able, you know, to do this. Like it's a kind of like this live stream. It's like, I mean, it's like I don't have to show you the process for me doing the inks because the shit's from 1998. I have the original somewhere. I have the original of this piece somewhere. You know? You know, but you know, the thing is though, it's like, yeah, I don't feel, you know, it's like I don't feel that anybody is watching this stream right now and saying, it's like, oh, you're faking a lot of this, you're fake. And it's like, if they want to say that, it's like, you know, okay, one, you don't know what you're looking at, you know, but you know, but the thing is though, it's like, yeah, so a lot of artists are having to protect themselves by recording their process and you know, and just literally show themselves working, you know, because yeah, it's like, because here's also the funny thing too. I don't think AI is really as popular as they like to claim it is. You know, really, I really don't, because like the whole thing that happened with the convention in Florida is that I really do think that the promoter really underestimated his ability to get away with using AI artwork at a comic book convention that has a fucking artist alley. Lou says, I also do live open draw streams and do watercolor on those. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that yeah, I've been kind of like itching to do some traditional media stuff. You know, but you know, I just there's like so many other things that I want to finish first before I do this. So it's going to be digital for me for a while. Jake says, I think after the Willy Wonka experience, it'll turn people away more than turning up at events with that type of shiz. Well, it's like the Willy Wonka experience. So for those of you who don't know, this happened in England. And Cotswold, I think it was, right? And this company had used AI images to promote a Willy Wonka, a magical Willy Wonka experience, right? And people showed up, and it was just like a semi-empty warehouse with just a couple of props and some poor woman in the back dressed like an Oompa Loompa. Oh, it was so sad. It's the saddest. I actually felt secondhand embarrassment for that woman. You know? It's in Edinburgh. It was Edinburgh, right? So people showed up, and once they saw what the shit was, they actually called the police. Glasgow. It was in England somewhere. And they actually called the police. And it seems that same promotional company, they're selling tickets to a similar event somewhere in the States as well, someone had mentioned. You know, and the funny thing is, the thing that got me, right? Oh, because what was really funny is that the AI pictures that they had. Now, if they made, and what's funny is that the ad to advertise the tickets was all done up in AI, and nothing on that flyer was spelled correctly. Like, it was like seeing a physical manifestation of spam email. You know, and the fact that people still fell for it, I think, unfortunately, says more for like how the average person sees these things, rather than, you know, that they got away with something, you know? I mean, and I guess they thought that if they printed out those images on these really pathetic screens so that people can do photo ops with it, that they thought that it would be the same thing. Like, oh, that counts. And it's like, oh my God, it was so sad. It was so sad. And, you know, and look, and it's not the first time either. It's like Amazon now. You got to be careful with shit on there. It's like I've seen like those really shady Chinese companies using AI to create products that don't exist. I'm sure I must have told you guys the story of the lamp. Like, there was like these lamps, kind of like these stained glass lamps shaped as animal heads. Very nice. I was looking to buy it, and it turned out to be AI. And every single store website that had these were all shady Chinese sites. So it's like, so that was also another hint that this shit didn't exist. So, you know, it's a mess out there. It's a mess out there. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, like I said, like I said, even if they had done it ethically, the end result would have been the same. You know, it's like the AI would have been used to replace artists, to replace designers. You know, I mean, you know, I mean, it's like, I think even Adobe has, like, they did a commercial for their AI graphic design, and it literally is fire your designer. I mean, really, bro, really, you know, and I think that in the end that would have happened even if they used public domain artwork. Like, because in the end, that was the end result of that was the end game for the technology. You know, so, you know, but you know what, it isn't. So in the end, is it inevitable? Yeah, okay, it's inevitable, you know, but it doesn't mean we just have to lie back and spread our legs for it, you know. And the thing is, though, and I think that a lot of, and I think that just like the promoter in Pensacola learned, was that artists weren't going to just lie down and take it. You know, you're a promoter, you know, with an artist alley, you know, and you think that the artists in the artist alley wasn't going to, like, they were just going to think that they were just going to say this is okay. No, it's not okay. It's bad enough that conventions are swamped with you know, with celebrities. It's not even about comics anymore. You know, it's bad enough, you know. I mean, we have to compete with celebrities, Z-list actors, I mean, it's like this guy who farted in a suit from like 30 years from the sci-fi show 30 years ago. I mean, it's like, it's like, and now we have to worry about a convention not wanting to hire artists anymore. You want us there to make money for you to buy the tables, but you don't want to use actual artwork for your convention. I mean, yeah, he really underestimated what he was getting into. Um so I really do think that AI, for as much hype as these guys want to try to make it look like it has, I don't think it's really as popular as they want it, as they want us to believe. So, and the goal is to keep doing that. It's to keep doing that. But oh my goodness. Let's see. Where am I here? It's let's see. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. So so there was something else that I had wanted to say too about it. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I can wait it out. I can wait out the technology. I never was a, what do they call it? A first adapter? I never was. With Windows, with anything, it's like I never was a first adapter. So so it's like, what? It's like, so the way I look at it, it's like I'm waiting for the bugs to get crushed out of the system. That's what I'm waiting for, And then once that happens, then we can worry about, like how we're going to incorporate this into our workflow. We can worry about that then. It's like yeah, so it's like, yeah, so I don't want anybody to like get the, it's like, oh, you're anti AI and this and the thing. It's like, oh, you're anti technology. It's like, no, you schmuck, I'm not anti technology. It's it's like, I'm more than happy, I'm using it right now, I'm more than happy to use technology. It's just another tool. It's not the program that's doing this shit for me. I still have to go in and I still have to trace out everything. I still have to put in the shading. I still have to flat this myself. I've tried those scripts that supposedly, like flatten, like puts in the flats for you. But I could never get it to work because it required me to prepare my artwork too much for it to work correctly, for it to be worth it. And it's like, literally, in the end, it's like I would rather just trace out the stuff myself, than than have to fix what a computer tried doing and failed at. So yeah, it's like HR says, oh yeah, so HR says the world is getting bigger and shrinks at the same time. It's true. It's true. Yeah. And then Nita says AI has excellent potential, but not like this. No, I agree. Not like this. You know, like I said, the way that the animators used it on Spider-Verse, like that's what I'm talking about. It's a tool. It's just another tool. You know, it's like, oh, there was something at this like AI should be helping artists with tedious tasks, not helping tedious people to become artists. You know? Man. Oh, that's another line I should have gotten rid of. Hold on, let me get rid of that. You know, and here's the thing too, right? It's like in the end, if what's the point in the end of art being made by robots anyway? You know? It's like it's like what's really funny is that like depending on the digital art, like like sometimes it's difficult for me just to look at digital art and be really inspired by it, right? But what if you just take the human aspect out altogether and it's just a robot doing that shit, right? It's like, what's the inspiration? You know, what's even the point of that artwork? You know, if there is no human behind it, you know, like that's, you know, it's like I want to see artwork to be inspired, you know, to look at a piece and go, oh, you know, it's like I want to see if I could try that. I want to try that, you know. You know, and the thing is though, it's like AI is not trying anything. It's not doing anything. It's just creating a mishmash of things of what it thinks you want to see. You know, it's just generating slop. It's not creating anything. You know, and like I said, even if it just used, you know, copyright free material, public domain material, you know, like I said, the end result would be the same. It's like I looked at a Diego Velázquez painting, right? And I am transported to a place and a time of real people. You know, this is done by a real person, you know, and his story, you know, the artist's story, and how that, you know, and how that went into his work, you know, and then the story of the people in the paintings, you know. What does a robot give me? You know, what is a program, what is code, what does a program code give me? You know, so it's like, yeah, so like I said, even if it was ethically sourced AI, you know, let's just, you know, even if it was that, like I said, the end result would be the same. You know, because like in the end, it's like, okay, a robot did this. You know, and it's like, what's the point of it? You know, I mean, it's like, is it really inspiring people? I mean, I know that people want to pretend that they're being, you know, these guys want to pretend they're being inspired by this shit, but they're not really. You know, they're not. It's like they're just like, oh, look what the robot can do better than you. It's like, look, I want a robot to build an IKEA desk for me. Okay, I wanted to do that. You know, I want a robot to do that. I don't want a robot to do artwork for me. You know, it's because there's nothing there. Like I said, it's like the brush strokes that that the AI puts in, they're meaningless. They don't say anything. It's like even as a technique, it's not a technique. It's just a texture. It's putting down, you know? So yeah, so so yeah, so in the end it's like, yeah, I can wait it out. I can wait it out, you know. I don't feel a need to use it, so I don't, you know. But I appreciate Grammarly, you know. I appreciate that. I appreciate Grammarly being able to help me with my writing, but at the end of the novel, I do plan on hiring an editor to go over it, still. So, so it's not like I'm not using AI. Oh wait, so hey, I got 15 minutes left. So it's not like, I mean, in the end, it's like, what do you think Google Maps is really, right? I mean, is Google Maps anything? I want that AI language translator. That I saw in a commercial when we went to see Dune. I want that. I want to be able to speak into my phone and have and have it translate for me. But you see, but there's a downside to that, right? Because if you can have your phone just translate any language you want, it's like, do you learn? It's like, do you have an incentive to learn the language? It's like there's a certain fun in that as well. I mean, to realize you can go, it's like, you can go up to somebody, it's like, où est la toilette, s'il vous plaît? you know, it's like to be able to just, just to be able, I don't know what else, like, je voudrais un sandwich de fromage chèvre, s'il vous plaît. Oh, it's like, shit like that. I mean, there's something fun, in learning another language. So what happens if we just had a translator? That I could just go to Paris right now, have this, talk into my phone and talk to people that way, and that's the end of it, right? So, you know, eh, I mean, there's always a trade-off, right? So it's like, okay, like, say we get the ethical AI we want. Say at worst they just scrape our names from the code, so our names can't be used as prompts. Okay, say that happens. Say that compromise happens, right? And now it's like, I can, like, okay, again, it's like, what would this piece look like in a watercolor? What would this piece look like if I did it in oils? Right? I mean, I would like to think that like, I would use it to get an idea of what I wanted and then go in actual watercolors, or use a watercolor brush, maybe, I don't know, in Cliff Studio, who knows, right? And try to do it myself, right? But what happens if I run it and it's like, oh shit, that looks good as is. I don't have to do anything to it. Then I never get to improve on my watercolor, right? I never get to improve on using colored pencils or pastels or something, right? So it's like, that becomes a problem too. It's like, what do we stop learning once the technology kind of makes it easy for us to not have to? But that's just in general though, right? That's just that's just kind of like like I said, it's like with the languages, if we could just have a translator, right? Will we stop learning languages? Right? Yeah, AHR, it's eerie stuff, right? It's interesting and weird and eerie, and you know, um, you know, I mean, I think especially with the convention thing, Oh, just dive right into the watercolor witchery. No, yeah, you see that's the thing, right? Just do it, right? Which is what I want to do. But like I said, I have so much stuff I have to finish that it's like that's the type of thing that I like to really dedicate time to. So, but I have this work to finish. So, you know how it goes. You know. So, so yeah, so that's like, I don't know, that's more like my $25 on that, not my 25 cents, my 2 cents, my $25. Hey Grant, I see you. You know, but yeah, that's that in the end, it's like, like I said on the vlog, it's not that I feel personally AI is going to affect me. I mean, it's not, it can't replace me because it's not replacing anything, you know? But it's going to wreak havoc in the professional field no matter what. Like I said, even if it was ethically sourced AI, it was always going to wreak havoc because the end game was always to replace artists. You know, it's like I said, we have a friend who works in publishing, and he's been seeing AI decimate his industry for about 10 years. You know, so that was always the end game. You know, I mean, what I found funny, but not in a haha kind of way, is like, who was it that, I think it was Google, right? Laid off like 30,000 people, you know, to replace them with AI. And a lot of those people helped develop the AI that replaced them. You know, and it's like, oh boy. Oh boy. It's the banality of evil, isn't it? You know? It's like, it's kind of like they not only trained their replacement, they created their replacement. You know, after all this time goofing on us, telling us to learn to code, right? Oh, you unemployed, learn to code. It's like, how about you bitches learn to be a plumber? Did I tell that story? I told my mother that story, that thing about Google laying off 30,000 people. And she goes, wow, that's a lot of people that could learn to be plumbers. And I almost died in the car when she said that, because it was so funny, because she just said it a matter of factly. I was like, no, we need more plumbers. We need more plumbers. We need more contractors. We need more carpenters. It's like they could actually go out and learn something real. No. And it's like that. Yeah, it's like, remember, it's like, learn to code. How about you learn to plumb? Go be a plumber. The world needs plumbers. When your toilet is broken, you ain't hiring an AI. All the AI in the world can't fix your toilet. So yes. The CEO of Google cannot fix your toilet. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Where am I here? Let's see. Where am I? Come on. Where are you? There we go. Okay, let's see. I know that that's a lot of gray there. I think I gotta mix. I made him too. That can't be the exact same gray, is it? That looks like, hold on, let me see something. Yeah, that might actually be the same gray. Hold on, let me put this up here. Here, let's all look at it. Look at the color together. So, all right. So if I go here, okay, so that's the gray, right? And then if I go here, oh, yeah, it's the exact same color. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. I guess the piece is unfinished, so it let's see. So yeah, so it just looks too gray for now. Let me see what else. Okay, let me put this here. Let's see. Oh, Michael says, "Oh God, back in the '90s in high school when they were pushing computer programming as the next big thing for students to earn big money." Well, I mean, not for nothing. For a while, obviously, for a while, it was it was a thing. It's kind of like, remember those 4 years that animation was like a huge thing. We're talking about like kids were getting $80,000 contracts in their freshman year because the studios were so desperate for animators. And then it's like people all went to animation school, and then within 4 years the whole industry had collapsed. I forgot what triggered that. Like, what movie triggered that everyone had to do animation. Like, so that was like the big job for a while too. That was something that our friend said too, that he says that there was a time where you can learn a new skill, and he said that you would be good for at least 5-6 years, right, with a new skill. Like, you would learn something. Like, he learned how to make apps, right? And it's like, he goes, in the past, you learned a new skill and you were probably good for at least 6 years before the technology, before the information changed and the technology changed, right? Now he said skill levels are ranked in months. You learn a new skill and you only have a window of months to take advantage of that skill before it becomes obsolete. Before something else comes in, and that, oh no, we need you to know this, we needed you to know that, and and it's not like a lot of these things are easy to learn. Like, I don't know anything about coding, but I guess it's kind of like, you learn Java and then they says, "Oh no, we need you to learn Python now," or something. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I don't know what Java or Python or anything is. So look, I couldn't figure out was it that the CSS script? I could never figure that out. I was doing HTML without a problem, but once CSS came up, I couldn't figure that shit out for anything. So let me see here. Okay, so let me just let's see, because we're just getting at the top of the hour. So okay, so all right, it's not quite where I wanted to be. I was hoping to have him completely done. But you know how it is on these streams, right? I can never quite finish this. So let's see what it's looking like. So so the highlights are missing. So I still have to put the highlights in. Probably I'm going to tweak the gray a bit. It's it's a little too gray. I might do something here, probably over here as well. I don't think I did anything here to show. No. So so it's like, so I don't think, so I'm probably just going to do something here to kind of break. That's a little too much gray for me. But, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. So here we go. So here we go. So we're going to stop right here now. So probably what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to finish this tonight. Probably I'll finish it tomorrow, and then it's like then I can go back to trying to figure out how to use Audition to edit my audiobook. So let me shut that off. Oh. You know, Nita is saying, younger me wanted a Morgan tat with your signature. Now it feels weird and more like branding. Well, yeah, now it would be, right? Now it would be next to the, and now it would be next to the memorial tattoo, right? If you know, you know. So, so, so that's what I got so far today. You know how it is. I can never completely finish a piece. I'm not like Visenia, who can go on for a couple of hours, just working. It's like, no, I can't. I can't sit on a live stream for that long. So okay, so where am I here? Okay, so there you have it. There you have it. So far, an unfinished cover, but I think it's enough for you guys to see what I'm figuring out here. Oh, so it is Michael's birthday. Oh, hello, happy birthday, Michael. Happy birthday. Yeah. Oh, it was yesterday. Okay. So today, so not only did you get a birthday, but you also get an unbirthday as well. So hold on. Do I have let's see, do we have oh, so there you go. Just for you, Michael. So hey, Lou, thank you. I try. Maybe we were working together. So I hope you got work done too, along with me. So, so that's it for me today. Like I said, I'm probably going to save finishing this for tomorrow. So that I can just get it done and then post. So I'm going to post a finished piece on Facebook, as long as Facebook doesn't have another worldwide outage again. Good night, Grant. So the finished piece is going to be posted on Facebook when I'm done. So that's pretty much it for me. You guys got to hear my $25 worth of all this nonsense going on. So but it's like, look, I don't want people to come off feeling any type of despondent or anything over this. It's like, oh, thank you, Michael. Oh, look at that. You didn't have to, but thank you. Michael just gave us a super chat. Thank you so much. So I never mention it because it's like, look, I don't want people to feel obligated to give super chats. I appreciate them greatly. Thank you so much. They help with the expenses of running the channel and to keep the streams going and whatnot. So thank you. But never feel obligated, but thank you anyway. So that's it for me. We're just hitting a little past 6 o'clock. It's like I got laundry to finish and stuff. So, other things, but I just, it's like, I just want everybody to just, it's like, shit sucks, but it doesn't have to suck completely. It's like, look, in the end, it's like we're doing art. We're doing our art. We're doing what we want to do. And the only thing that we could do is just keep doing it. It's like, look, the chuds are going to chud no matter what. If it wasn't this, it was NFTs and whatever other nonsense they were getting themselves into. So, like I said, it's like, how much of a loser did you have to be for both the jocks and the art department to gang up on you and shove you in a locker? So that's, in the end, that's not my problem. So, so in the end, so like I said, I'm going to post a finished piece on Facebook. And if you want to learn more about me and my artwork, hold on. Poof and poof. There we go. Now we're official. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and all my other campaigns, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates, And remember that you can always find me here on YouTube on both my channel here at Daphne Lage Art and the Indie Comics Network for videos and semi-weekly art live streams. But hopefully this will not be semi-weekly. Yes, and thank you, Michael. Yes, and do not miss out on Eager Raven as well. But we'll get to that in a second. So my semi-weekly live streams here Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully next weekend we can do this. Next week we can do this again on Wednesday. Hopefully I can kind of get back into the routine of this. And remember that you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free. For those of you, where am I? Yes, there we go. Yes, and remember, you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. So even if you missed the campaign, you still have the opportunity not only to read it for free, but you can also download a free 16-page sampler of the first issue. So when the volume 2 trade comes out later this year, you'll be ready. So but if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, just like the piece I was working on today, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILSonline.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday and will be returning to Kickstarter in about a couple of months. It's going to be a re-release of issues 1 through 5, plus the brand new issue 6 of this 8-issue limited series. So again, you can check it out for free online. And when the campaign goes live, you'll be ready for it. And remember that the link, the launch page is live. So the link is in the show notes and in the show notes and in the chat. Yes, in the chat. That's what I was trying to remember. In the chat as well. So you can check it out there. So again, thank you so much, everybody. I keep hitting the wrong thing. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today for this 2 hours. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, my beautiful eyeball people, for joining me today. I hope you got as much work done as I did. Hopefully a little bit more, because I can barely work and talk at the same time, but we try. So thank you again. I haven't figured out a nice quippy stoic saying for the end of the show, but I guess the only thing that I can say that, remember, anybody can succeed, any asshole can win, but only you can be the best version of you. So let's keep our eyes on the prize, so there you go. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
With a few exceptions, the characters on this program are weird and peculiar and not to be trusted.